Hey, how's it? This is the Foundation coming at you with my division predictions videos. I'm gonna do my final preseason game. That one is more like this: who's gonna fight for their final roster spots. But anyway, I want to get this out of the way. So I'm gonna do AFC and NFC North division predictions. Last year I was right on with the AFC North. NFC North, I was you just had to flip the Packers and the Vikings. But anyway, let's get going. I got the Browns finishing last again in the division. It's gonna be close this time. It's gonna be a lot more competitive. But can they? The over under right now is 5 games. Will they be? I think they're gonna be on par with the 5 games. But with Baker Mayfield, that he's. I know Tyrod Taylor is named the starter right now, but you can easily make a case for Baker Mayfield. I mean, his poise is, he doesn't look like he panics at all, and he takes chance. He's not afraid to take chances, but he doesn't risk it in a bad way. If you know what I mean. And defensively they look like, again, the defense looks pretty solid. So just gotta wait and see. And if Josh Gordon did what he did last time, I think he led the league, and he played that's about half the season, and he still led the league in receiving yards. That is supreme talent. And then you got someone like Landry and Njoku from the U. But anyway, yeah, I got them finishing last. Next in finishing third, I got the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're gonna take a step back again this year. Joe Flacco, he's been on the a little decline. But he did win them this. He did help them win the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl run was great for him. He had a great run at the Super Bowl. They got him some weapons. They got Crabtree and John Brown. Sorry. Getting a guy like Hayden Hurst, and then their defense is always solid. Marlon Humphrey, picking up Anthony Averett. I think they're gonna lose Jimmy Smith for the first 4 games, so you can plug him in there. And their defense, the defensive front is always solid. Terrell Suggs, he's defying age right now, but he's still doing what he got to do. Will Lamar Jackson get his thing in? I think Lamar Jackson will be like that breath of fresh air kind of thing. He's not going to light the world on fire. And that's why I got him picking. I think he's going to take over. And what I think is going to happen is the defense is going to keep it close enough where he's going to do one of those crazy plays which would play making a big plan playmaker. And he's going to get a couple wins that way. He might get away with it and all that. Finishing second, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. Other than Andy Dalton, I mean, there is a lot of things to like, and they improved the offensive line, getting Billy Price and some free agent pickups. If Joe Mixon can break out this season, it's going to help keep Dalton on schedule. And with AJ Green, I mean, you can name the talent. Defensively, that defensive line is fear. It's like, dang, how these guys do not get into the playoffs, with that alone. But if Mixon can have a breakout season, then and then maybe Mark Walton from the U. But winning the division, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will this be Ben Roethlisberger's final ride? You got Le'Veon Bell, and arguably top 5 running back, top 3 running back in the league. And you got a guy like James Conner's backing him up. That's solid. They have a solid offensive line with Jesse James as a tight end, solid guy as well in his own right. Then you got Antonio Brown, is either the best or top 2, with him. And then you got Juju, who had a little bit of a breakout. Getting James Washington, solid guy. So, defensively, you got Bud Dupree, T.J. Watt, which a lot of Cowboy fans still wish that was the pick. And you got Artie Burns, Cody Sensabaugh. You got a solid team there. And I don't know if they're gonna get the home field advantage or bye, but I think they're gonna be competing for it. Next, I got next to the NFC North, I got the Bears finishing last. I just don't see Trubisky making that step forward yet. But with Howard and Cohen, it's gonna be a good. They have a solid offensive line. Anthony Miller looks like a solid pick for them. White is finally starting to look like he's. Then you got Allen Robertson. Allen Robertson, and then you got some solid players on there. Defensively, they're gonna be in some close games. Roquan Smith, I wish he was on the Cowboys. Damn. It was just my one of my top players. So I'm sorry. But anyway, you got Leonard Floyd, you got Fuller, Kyle Fuller, and all that. So I think they're gonna be much better. This division is gonna be a much more competitive division than what people think. They're kind of overlooking this division as a solid division. Next, I got the Detroit Lions. They finished second last year. I just think they're gonna take a little bit of a step back, just because of Aaron Rodgers coming back in the Minnesota Vikings. But they're gonna be right there. They almost was in the playoffs too, so they're gonna be right there again. And this is where, going to my Cowboys real quick, it's gonna be very, very important to win at least being competitive division. In the conference. And winning, common opponents. If you face each other in the common opponents thing, you need to win those games. Or if you play head to head, you're gonna really need to win those games. But anyway, with Matthew Stafford again, they did some great things to help the offensive line, help him out. Kerryon Johnson, I think he's gonna be a shocker in this. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna be in that conversation for Rookie of the Year. I really do believe that. Galladay, he looked like he came on his own at the end of the season, and another year with Matthew Stafford is going to help. Defensively, I think they're good, but I don't think they're going to be as good as the Vikings and all that. But I got them finishing third. So coming up second in the division, I got the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think they're going to repeat, even though they got Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook coming back. Great receiving core with Diggs and Thielen, and all them, Randolph for the tight ends and all that, and their defense. What can you say about their defense? Eric, Anthony Barr and all those guys. Why can't I think of his name? Eric Kendricks, and then you got Sheldon Richardson. You got a solid team overall, but I just think they're not gonna win the division. They're gonna be right there, but they're not gonna win the division. The Packers, I got them winning the Green Bay Packers. I got winning the division. Aaron Rodgers coming back. He's got Equinemy St. Brown. Devontae Adams. Jimmy Graham. Mercedes Lewis. They got some solid guys, and then defensively, going after Josh Jackson, Kevin King coming back, Jair Alexander, Tremaine Williams. He used to play for them before. He went away, then he came back. They had, and then getting Muhammad Wilkinson and all that. They have a solid team, which sucks for the Cowboys, but they're gonna be up there. So yeah, next I think I'll do the AFC and NFC South division. But yeah, that's my picks. Agree, disagree, however you want to look at. All right, mahalo for watching, Paniola boys, and like always, go Cowboys.